What up YouTube, it's your boy Anime Specialist. So this episode was mostly flashback except for the last 4 minutes of the episode. Except for that, I thought the last 4 minutes were really good because we got some new information. We saw the fishmen, we saw Garp and everything, so let's get right to it. At the beginning of the episode, we saw Akainu once again. He was just talking about how he wanted to kill Luffy and destroy all the pirates and everything, so we don't really care about that right now. I really want to talk about the new information that we got in this week's episode. Obviously, in the Marineford arc, because of the war between the Whitebeard pirates and the navies, the Navy HQ was destroyed, and we learned in last week's episode that they created a second Navy HQ that was even better. And in this week's episode, we learned that the old HQ was reconstructed to basically protect the other side of the red line, so that nobody can go in Marijoa, attack Marijoa without security, you know. I gotta admit, it's pretty smart. I'm wondering how the Revolutionary Army is going to attack Marijoa with all this security around it, you know, so we'll probably see that in next week's episode. We also saw the fishmen. We saw Shiraoshi with her brothers and her father, you know. That was really cool to see them once again. It's been a while. I think we saw them in the first arc after the time skips, you know. That was the last time that we saw them. It was really great to see them, you know. Shiraoshi looked amazing, and it's gonna be the first Reverie that they're going in a while, in a long time, in 100 years, you know. So it's pretty cool to see them finally going to the Reverie. That was their mother's dream and everything, so I'm glad that they're going. We also saw Garp. I thought he was retired, but maybe because the fishmen were going to the Reverie, maybe he just went with them to protect them, you know. And it looks like from what we saw in this episode, the humans that were on the island, on the port, it looked like they didn't care that they were fishmen, you know. They treated them like they were humans. They didn't treat them like monsters or anything, so I thought that was really cool. Sorry, maybe it's just because they're royalty or something like that, but I just thought that it was really cool to see that there wasn't any discrimination between the humans and the fishmen for that scene right there, you know. So that was great to see. Just seeing Shiraoshi also smile and seeing the sun, seeing everything, the surface, you know, that was the first time for these four to see that, so that was great. Okay, then we saw Fujitora. He's already on Marijoa. We know that because of last week's episode. They talked about it. He's with the other admiral, the new admiral. I don't remember his name. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. But we already know that Fujitora already wants to destroy the Navy system, the world government system of having the warlords, you know. And he already talked about it in this week's episode. He talked about Dr. Vegapunk, I think, him creating something that can get rid of the system, so that's gonna be interesting. It's been a while since we've heard of Vegapunk. We've never seen him, but we've heard a lot about him. He's a genius, and it seems like he created something really interesting, so I'm wondering if we're gonna learn about that soon. Like I said, we also saw the other new admiral. His name is Ryokugyu, and I don't know why we only see his silhouette or something. Maybe it's someone that we know that has become an admiral that was really important in the story before the time skip, but they didn't show his face yet, so I'm wondering how he looks. Maybe, I don't know, man. I don't really know how he looks, but something that I want to say is that he said that he hasn't eaten anything since three years ago, so that's even before the Straw Hats came together or something like that, I think. So that's kind of crazy, man. 3 years without food, that's crazy, man. So yeah, man, those was the new information that we got in this week's episode. I saw the preview. It looks like we'll see the Revolutionary Army in Marijoa. We will also see the fisherman Shiraoshi and her brothers. And I'm wondering, I think maybe I forgot, but we haven't seen Vivi and the Alabasta royal family yet, I think. So that's kind of weird because I thought that they were going to be the first ones that we saw, because they're the first royal family that the Straw Hats became friends with, you know. So I'm wondering about that. But yeah, man, the last 4 minutes of this episode were really good, really good. Sorry. Before that, it was a flashback. You know, we saw Ace die again. We saw the Marineford arc and everything, the war, the end of the war. So I didn't really care about that, but it was a really good episode except for that. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below, and let me know what you think is gonna happen next. I'm doing One Piece reviews every Saturday, so subscribe for that, and I do other anime related things like Black Clover reviews on Tuesday. Last week's episode was amazing. This was my most viewed review of all time on my channel, so go check it out. I also do Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba reviews on Saturdays. This week's episode, I think it was earlier today, sorry, was pretty good, you know. And I also do tomorrow is the season premiere of part 2 of Attack on Titan, you know. So I'm gonna do reviews of Attack on Titan every Sunday, so stay tuned for that, man. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.